Hey guys, me Artur, you guys, I'm going to give you guys my FC Barcelona match review. Barcelona 3, Gimnastic 1. And there are some good things to look for in this performance. This is a good performance, overall speaking. And there are some bad stuff about this performance too, obviously. And I have to say this on the day, I got to give a lot of credit to Ronald Koeman. He's trying to implement a style that Bayern is pretty much doing. He's basically doing the high pressing style. We were more pressing. We weren't that much possession oriented. We were more pressing, the high pressing and the high line. We were more of that. And we're basically playing how Bayern Munich plays. We were essentially trying to replicate that. And it was so to the effect that Koeman decided to start when they're 4-2-3-1. This was actually the starting 11. You guys can see right here. Let me make this smaller so you guys can see. Actually, you guys can see. I think you guys can see that. Let me just scroll a little bit further. Okay, let me just make this a little smaller. There we go. I think that's good. Okay, so this is the lineup, right? Sorry. Anyways, so on Neto and goal, who in my opinion on the day he didn't really have to do much on the day. Gimnastic didn't really pressure that much attacking-wise. They had some chances. He wasn't really all too involved. I think he had made one to save overall. Not really too much to talk about there. Pretty much overall, Sergio Roberto, in my opinion, was okay on the day. He did provide the cross that did help build up for the first goal on the day. Overall, okay, I guess. Gerard Piqué, in my opinion, didn't really contribute that much. I didn't think Gerard Piqué was all that special on the day. Clement Longley, once again, not really that special. Jordi Alba, not really that special. One thing I did notice from a back line is that they weren't really involved in the play today. Like, from the first team, like the first 45 minutes, our fullbacks weren't really as involved as I would like to have seen, which is a bit worrying to say. Maybe Sergio Roberto is probably the only exception to that, of course. However, for the most part, the fullbacks weren't really involved that much. Sergio Busquets, in my opinion, wasn't really that good. I was pretty disappointed in Sergio Busquets, especially that the goal we conceded. I mean, he was just ball watching, man. Carlos Alenya, I thought, in my opinion, was probably one of the best players in the first half. I really liked he was making those passes. You know, he was very press resistant. You know, he was trying to make those runs. And I was really impressed with Carlos Alenya. He had some physicality, which I think Barcelona in general pretty much lack. I thought Pedro was pretty nice. You know, I think that dummy for that first goal was really good on his part. Griezmann on the day, I don't know, man. I didn't think Griezmann was... I felt a little kind of... Griezmann didn't really do much on the day other than scoring that penalty, which it was a good penalty. Don't get me wrong. It was a good penalty. It was just... I feel like he could have contributed more in the play. And then finally, Ousmane Dembélé, I felt like he was pretty good in that first couple of minutes. You know, he was crucial there for the first goal. And then Lionel Messi, he didn't really have a big game to say. He was largely irrelevant on the day. Although, to be fair, Lionel Messi did just get back. You know, this is his first, you know, he did train with the Barcelona team a couple of days ago. So we should give him some credit there. You know, we shouldn't be too harsh. You know, and by the way, guys, this is a preseason after all, so we shouldn't go too harsh. Now let's move on to the second half. All right, this is the second team. I'm going to talk about the players first, and then we'll talk about the goals and give you guys my overall thoughts. Okay. Nelson Semedo. I thought Nelson Semedo was pretty good for that build-up play for that the third goal that we did score. Influential. I thought Nelson Semedo was decent. Not as good as I wanted him to be. However, he was okay. I think Nelson Semedo, for me, is the better right back, in my opinion. Ronald, I thought it was okay. Philippe Coutinho, I thought he was pretty good for scoring that penalty, of course. Francisco Trincao, man. Trincao was amazing. Trincao, the dribbling, the amount of take-ons he had. And he did provide an assist for an offside goal that Conrad de la Fuente, I believe, and it was offside, so he didn't count. And I felt like Francisco Trincao was very good on the day. You know, I believe he ran through the defense. He was nutmegging players, and he got fouled in the box, and a penalty wasn't given for that, which I thought it should have been given. I was really impressed with Francisco Trincao, probably one of the best players in the second half. Then I was Martin Braithwaite. Martin Braithwaite was okay, I guess. You know, he had some chances. He was kind of involved, kind of. And then we got Frankie de Jong, who in my opinion was kind of there, you know, kind of just there, just helping build up the play. You know, I felt like him and his double pivot in his natural position CDM was great to see, because I think Frankie de Jong plays best as a CDM. in that double pivot style under Ron Koeman. Then Cuenca wasn't really too significant on the day. Junior Firpo wasn't really that significant either. Iñaki Peña didn't really have to do much. Riqui Puig I thought was amazing. Riqui Puig I thought was incredible in the day. The amount of tackles he was making, the interceptions he was trying to get back. He was making a lot of forward-minded passes, which I really like by Riqui Puig. Conrad de la Fuente, as I said, I thought it was pretty decent, and that's pretty much it for the players. Like I said, guys, I didn't really give too much of analysis because there's so many players, like 22 players literally played. So if there's anything I missed from these 22, please let me know in the comment section below. Okay, now we're going to talk about the goals. Okay, because I didn't really touch upon the goals. I wanted to save this part for the goals. So Ousmane Dembele scores in the 6th minute of the game following a great low cross from Sergio Roberto. He kind of fumbled it in. Pedri, he did a little dummy. And Ousmane Dembele gets on the end of that, and he puts it in the back of the net. He finds the ball, puts it in the back of the net, nonchalantly 1-0 up. In the 6th minute of the game, a great start to the game. And I thought from that point, it would be so many goals from that point. Then after a while, I realized this isn't going to be a goal fest. This is probably just going to be a kind of a maybe 3, 2, maybe even 4 max in that kind of game. And then Antoine Griezmann scores in the 17th minute game, followed a foul by, there's a foul on Gerard Piqué. Okay. I forgot who made that foul. Let me check who made that foul. I know Gerard Piqué got tripped in the box. He fell in the box. I believe it was Roger Brugge. Yeah, I think it was a guy. He's the one that tackled Gerard Piqué. Gerard Piqué fell to the box, and Griezmann stepped up to make it 2-0. That was very interesting because usually Messi is the guy that takes penalties, not Antoine Griezmann, which I guess is probably there for a confidence booster, and I'm really glad Messi allowed Griezmann to score. Okay. And then guess what, guys? A goal came from Java Bonilla. It was a great goal just outside the box. Sergio Busquets, Gerard Piqué, Clement Longley. Neither of them could deal with it. And it's 2-1. It's 2-1. And at that point, I was very disappointed, very frustrated. Like, come on, really? It's a 3rd division team. How can we not keep a clean sheet? And then finally, in the second half, we saw the new team. And Nelson Meadow makes a great cross in, and it actually touched someone's hand on the way. Let me check who was it, by the way. It was a hand. What does it say on here, actually? I completely forgot who was it. It was a defender, I believe, that put their hand on the line. And it was handball, and it went in the back of the net. Referee already called for the spot, and Coutinho steps up, and he scores to make it 3-1. And that's how the game pretty much ended. As I said, there was an offside shout, I believe. And that's pretty much it for the goals. Okay, so now time to talk to you guys about my overall thoughts. Overall, I felt like our attack was pretty good. I felt like the attack was really nice. We got to see the creativity, the Trincao, Pedri. I felt like these guys were amazing. Even Puig, too, I thought was amazing. Elena was decent, And I felt like on the day, the second team was a lot better. I feel like the second team in the second half was a lot better. They showed more intensity, more charisma, more desire. And I feel like they were more up for it. Whereas I feel like the first team were very lethargic. I feel like the first team, in the first couple of minutes, they were really on it. And then I feel like after like a while, they started to kind of fizzle down. And the same also, I would say, for the second team. However, I was more impressed with the second team's performance today than the first team, to be honest. Now, so I think attacking-wise, we were pretty decent. I wanted to see us be more clinical in front of goal. I wanted us to go for more goals in the day because I feel like one from open play isn't really that good. Then again, it is the first game under Ron Koeman, so maybe naturally things can improve. It is preseason after all, so we shouldn't get overly concerned. We do have a game against Girona, so we'll see how that pans out. And then I felt like the midfield on the day was pretty decent. The one thing I would say, though, and I think this is the biggest worry I have, is our defense. Our fullbacks and our center backs. Most notably the center backs, because I feel like the center backs, in my opinion, we don't have really good squad depth in center backs. I mean, we got Clement Longley, Gerard Piqué, Ronald Rujo. We got to use George Cuenca, and then John Claire Todibo. And then we got Samuel Umtiti that could also be thrown into there. It's safe to say that Samuel Umtiti probably will not be playing anymore for the rest of his life in Barcelona. Probably not. He's injured, and he hasn't even got surgery yet. So and he is adamant of the fact that he doesn't want to get surgery. So I don't think we'll see him. Gerard Piqué, for me, doesn't really have that pace. He's very old, 33 years old. Can't really have him in the back line anymore on a consistent day-to-day basis. Clement Longley, while he is a good center back, he is very fit. I don't know if he has that pace. I don't know if he has that pace to deal with the attacks, and we saw how Bayern Munich, they destroyed. Clement Longley was destroyed in that Bayern Munich game. So I'm really hoping that I think Clement Longley is definitely needing to improve his pace. I think that's something that we've been caught out upon many times. And then I would say Jean-Claude Todibo has been pretty impressive. We haven't seen him play so much, and the club, Arsenal board, are very kind of firm, and they're like, yeah, we should sell this guy for profit. They don't really count on him for the future. And then Artur, of course, is very impressive. And so, like I said, only like 2 or 3 is really good out of our 5 possible center backs. And George Cuenca, I don't know if he's really ready for this level yet. I don't know if he's ready. Okay. As far as the fullbacks is concerned, I do think our left back position is a bit worrying because Jordi Alba, for me, he is, while is a good left back, I don't know if he's really first team quality anymore. You know, his pace, you know, I feel like his age is catching up to him, and I think we're going to need someone to replace him. And I don't know if I really want Junior Firpo to replace him, deputize for him as my permanent left back, because I'm not sure if Junior Firpo is really capable of doing that quickly. I think he's better as an alternative, so I think we're going to need to buy a potential new left back in the future that is first team quality. Like I said, I think Alejandro Grimaldo is a good choice. Gaia is also a good choice. Maybe in Regulon we can get, I don't know if we can get that. And then finally, the right back position, I think we're going to need another right back. Because Sergio Roberto, in my opinion, as right back, I don't know if he's really the right choice. I feel like he plays much better as a midfielder. And then now we got Nelson Semedo, who's pretty much our only right back at the time. And in my opinion, Nelson Semedo is just not that good defensively. I feel like defensively he's not that good. And I feel like our fullbacks in general don't really have the defensive awareness as you would want from your fullback. Now, I do want to touch upon this one last thing real quick, and then I'll close out this video. Luis Suarez and Artur Vidal were not included in this team today. Now, what does that mean? That means they're not going to stay. I don't think they're going to be staying much further. I think Artur Vidal, I think he's almost inevitable he's going to be leaving. I think Artur Vidal is going to be leaving. There's a lot of talks of him going to Inter Milan under Antonio Conte, and I think that's going to happen for a free transfer. As for Luis Suarez, that's a tricky case because I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you guys. However, I do know that Ronald Koeman does not have any faith whatsoever in Luis Suarez, and to be honest with you guys, I kind of lost my patience with Luis Suarez. I feel like Luis Suarez has been a great servant to the club. Don't get me wrong. He's the 3rd all-time highest goal scorer. I feel like his gameplay, his goal-scoring ability is no doubt in question. It's just his overall game for me, how he plays as a striker is not as good as you want. You know, I feel like he doesn't really have pace. He doesn't really have that dribbling anymore. He loses the ball so often, and he looks very sluggish. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm being completely honest right here, and I feel like Luis Suarez's time is coming to an end. And I feel like I feel like we already have someone in his place, Antoine Griezmann, that could really flourish in that role. And I was really hoping we could see Antoine Griezmann in the striker position, so hopefully we can see that in the future. Okay, so will Luis Suarez leave? Based on what I'm thinking is going to happen, I think what's going to happen is that he's going to get sold this summer. I think he's going to get sold. He's going to be forced to leave the club. Basically what Arthur had to go through, and I just think that's going to happen. So let me know what you guys think below in this comment section below. What do you guys think of this performance? Overall, I thought this was a decent performance. And yeah, so remember to guys to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.